Application of Gauss theorem. Electric field due to uniformly charged, infinitely long, thin plane sheet of charge. Here, the fact which you have to note, thin plane sheet, uniformly charged and infinitely long. This is your sheet which is uniformly charged. That means the positive uniformly distributed over it. How can we determine the value of the electric field at this point? This is your point P due to this thin sheet of charge. To determine it, we have to assume a Gaussian surface in the form of the cylinder piercing this sheet in this way. Suppose this is your sheet. This is a sheet and this is a cylinder which is piercing this one in such a way. You can see this one. Now the cylinder is such that this distance is r and this distance is also r. This is a thin infinitely uniformly charged sheet. This is the Gaussian surface which is in the form of the cylinder piercing this. Piercing means छेदते हुए. Now this is the point, here is the point, this point at which the electric field is to be determined must lie on its one end. Suppose this distance is r, this distance should also be r. Now r plus r becomes 2r. This is the height of the cylinder. So Gaussian surface is in the form of the cylinder having radius, having the length, you can say height, how much? It is equal to 2r. And area of cross section of each surface, suppose ds, that is equal to a. After integration, its value comes out to be a. This is the figure. This figure is very, very important. You should note this one. Now, how can you determine the value of the electric field? You know, phi is equal to how much? This is equal to S E dot ds, that is equal to Q upon epsilon naught. First, we take only this expression E dot ds. Now, E dot ds, you can divide this one, E dot ds. This one here, E dot ds, that is equal to, in three parts, as in the previous one, that is equal to first part, then your second part, then third part. This is your second part and then your third part, third one. This is your third one, E dot ds, E dot ds. Now, from the figure it is clear that for the first part, this is your first part, this is your first part, this is your second part and this is your third part. Now here the angle between E and ds is equal to 90 and you know cos 90 is equal to 0. That means the flux through a curved surface is equal to 0 because electric field and area vector both are perpendicular to each other. For the ends, second part and third part, electric field and area vector both are in the same direction away from the, because this is positively charged, therefore electric field is away from the sheet, and you know the area vector is always perpendicular and directed outward direction. Here also the electric field is away from the sheet and the area vector is perpendicular to the surface and directed in the outward direction. So in for the second and the third path, electric field and area vector both are in the same direction. That means the angle between them is equal to 0 and you know cos 0 is equal to 1. Now you can write it here. This factor becomes equal to 0 because the angle between them is equal to 0. This becomes equal to, for the second part you can write it here, second part E ds cos 0, and for the third part also you can write it here E dot eds cos 0, and you know the value of the cos 0 is equal to 1. E is uniform, it comes out from the bracket, and cos 0 is equal to 1. You can write it here, second part ds plus E comes outside because it is uniform, third part ds. Now what is the value of ds? Its area, this one, and its area, if you take this area equal to a, then the value of comes out to be ea plus ea. This becomes equal to 2ea. Now what you have calculated here? We have calculated here that phi is equal to, which is equal to E dot ds. We have calculated here phi is equal to comes out to be, that means phi is equal to, value comes out to be 2ea. This you can write it here, first equation. Now from which theorem? From Gauss theorem. You know from the first statement of Gauss theorem that phi is equal to q upon epsilon naught. Now what the value of q can be written here? Because this is a two-dimension figure, therefore we take here surface charge density. Now the q in the terms of the surface charge density can be written as sigma a upon epsilon naught. What is sigma? Sigma is equal to charge upon area. Area cancels out and we get only the charge. Linear charge density means charge divided by length. Surface charge density means charge divided by area. Volume charge density means charge divided by volume. Therefore, phi value comes out to be sigma upon a upon epsilon naught. Now, how can compare these two equations? You will get here by comparing equation number 1, equation number 1 and equation number 2. This is your equation number 2. Phi is equal to sigma a upon epsilon naught. This is your equation number 2. Now compare these two equations. You will get here 2ea is equal to sigma a upon epsilon naught. A cancels out. E is equal to sigma upon twice epsilon naught. What will be the direction of the electric field? In the same way, if sigma is greater than 0, it is directed outward, perpendicular to the sheet, and if sigma is less than 0, it is directed towards the sheet. Now, there are some application of this also. This is, we have determined the electric field due to the thin plane sheet of charge. What happens if the sheet is thick? In such a form, you can say here the sheet is thick. This sheet is thick. This one, this is the sheet which is thick, not thin. Then what happens? This one, you can write it here. Now, this one. This is your sheet. Then what will happen? Now you know that the sheet is uniformly charged and charge is always distributed on the outer surface. It does not lie inside the surface, inside the sheet. Here the value of the electric field is equal to 0. Outside the value of electric field adjusts due to the electric charge. This is the charge which is uniformly distributed over here. This one, in such a manner you can say this is the charge. Outer surface, it always lies on the outer surface. Similarly on this way also, on this surface, for the surface which is lying just back of it. Now if it is the point P, then you know due to this sheet of the charge, what is the value of electric field? It is equal to E1 is equal to sigma upon twice epsilon naught due to this sheet of charge. This is the value of the direction of the electric field. Due to this sheet of charge also, because here distance doesn't come, E2, that means due to this surface, this is equal to also sigma upon twice epsilon naught. Then what is the resultant value of the electric field? Both are in the same direction, away from the sheet. At this point, it is always away from the sheet. This is your E1 and this is your E2. This is your E1 and this is your E2. Both are in the same direction. You can write, that means they can be added to each other as per laws of vector algebra. Now the value of the electric field comes out to be E1 plus E2, It is equal to sigma upon twice epsilon naught plus sigma upon twice epsilon naught. E becomes equal to sigma upon epsilon naught. This is the value of the electric field due to the thick plane sheet of charge which is uniformly charged. Only the difference is that here is epsilon naught. Here is 2 epsilon naught, here is epsilon naught. This is the value due to the thick plane sheet of charge. What happens if we take two parallel plane sheet of charge which is uniformly charged? Now two parallel plane sheet of charge which are uniformly charged, then what happens? It comes in the board examination because this is another application which is not given in your book, but it comes in the examination. Now there are two sheets, parallel sheets. Suppose this is your one sheet and this is your another sheet. Both sheets are uniformly charged. Suppose both are which charge? Positively charged. This is your one sheet and this is your second sheet. Draw again. This is your first sheet. This is your first sheet. And this is your second sheet. Both are parallel to each other and both are uniformly charged. Suppose this one. Now this is the positively charged. This is uniformly charged and this is positive charge. And that one is also positively charged, uniformly charged. This one, you can say this one, both are uniformly charged. Then what happens? This surface charge density sigma and its surface charge density sigma 2. Both are positively charged, but charge on these are not equal because sigma 1 is different from sigma 2. Suppose sigma 1 is greater than sigma 2, so you can say sigma 1 is greater than sigma 2 is greater than 0. What it's mean? Both are having the positive charge, but the charge on this one, this one first plate and this is your second plate. First plate is greater than that of the second plate. Now takes 3 points here. What are these 3 points? Greater than 0. This is your first region, this is your second region and this is your third region. First region and left of the plate, this one, plate A you can say, and second region lying between plate A and B, third region which is outside the plate B. Now this is positively charged and this is the positively charged. What will be the electric field? In which direction? E1 should be greater than E2 because sigma 1 is greater than sigma 2. This is E1 and this is your E2. But both are in the same direction. E1 and E2 are in the same direction. What happens in this one? Now in this one, E1 is greater. So E1, this is E1 and this is E2 because it is away from the plate 1 and it is away from the plate 2. Then this is the direction of E2 and this is the direction of E1. Now what in this space, both are in the same direction, that means away from the plate. This is the direction of E1 and this is the direction of E2. In the second region, I am explaining again here. This is the second region. Suppose the electric field due to this plate is away from it, that is in the right direction. This one, this is the direction of the electric field E1, and electric field due to this plate is away from it in the left direction, that is this one. Now this, what is the value of the resultant field in the first region? That means E first. Both are in the same direction, they must be added, but they are in the left directions, and the left we take the negative sign, and you can say here E first, that is equal to E1 plus E2. Magnitude should be added. Minus sign only showing that it is in the left direction. Minus sign is for the direction. that is equal to minus E1 can be written as sigma 1 upon twice epsilon naught. E2 can be written as sigma 2 upon twice epsilon naught. That means E first you can write it here minus sigma 1 plus sigma 2 upon twice epsilon naught. This is the value of the electric field in the first region. Now in the second region, E1 is greater than E2. Why E1 is greater than E2? Because sigma 1 is greater than sigma 2. Now E second you can write here, that is equal to E1 positive direction minus E2. That means sigma 1 upon twice epsilon naught minus sigma 2 upon twice epsilon naught. It can be written as 1 upon 2 epsilon naught sigma 1 minus sigma 2. This is here E second part. And what's about the third part? Here this one, both are in the same direction, and the right side you can say what is the value of E third part, that is equal to E1 plus E2, because in the right direction both vectors are taken to be positive. That means that is equal to sigma 1 upon twice epsilon naught plus sigma 2 upon twice epsilon naught. The value of E third comes out to be sigma 1 plus sigma 2 upon twice epsilon naught. These are the value of the electric field in first region, in second region and third region respectively. Now what happens if one plate is positively charged and second plate is negatively charged, but the charge on both the plate is same? That means if sigma 1 is equal to sigma plus and sigma 2 is equal to minus sigma, then what is the value of E first? E first comes out to be minus outside this one, and you can say sigma minus sigma upon twice epsilon naught. That becomes equal to 0. This implies that E first is equal to 0. In the first region, electric field is equal to 0. And what happens in the second region? E second, that is equal to 1 upon twice epsilon naught. Here sigma 1 is equal to sigma minus becomes plus sigma. That becomes equal to twice sigma upon twice epsilon naught is equal to sigma upon epsilon naught. You can say here E second part, that is equal to sigma upon epsilon naught. And what happens for the third part? You can see here what is the value of the electric field in the third part. That means E third becomes equal to 1 upon twice by epsilon naught sigma minus sigma. That becomes equal to 0. That means for the third part also the electric field is equal to 0. And you can say if two plates, one plate is positively charged, another plate is negatively charged, but both have the same charge, but their nature is opposite, then electric field exists only between the plates. Outside the plates, the value of the electric field is always equal to 0.